Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today's video is on finding highest common factor and lowest common multiple of three numbers. Hopefully this would be the last video as a tutorial on how to find highest common factor and lowest common multiples. If there are any more videos on this, there would be maybe like solving exam questions or so. Anyway, so let's get started. We're going to use an example. So we're going to try and find out the highest common factor and lowest common multiple of the following numbers. So let's choose 30. The other one is 36 and 60. Okay, so I'm going to try and do this in two different ways. I have a preferred method, but I'm going to show you both ways and then you can decide whichever way you want to use. I'm going to try and fit it in one page. If not, I'm going to have to use the second one. Right, we'll start off with the factor tree. Okay, and we know how the factor tree works from early on. So I need to find two numbers that multiply to give you 30. So I'm going to choose 6 and 5. 6 times 5 is 30. 5 is prime, so I'm going to circle it. And then two numbers that multiply to give you 6. That's 2 and 3. Okay, then I'll do the same for 36. So two numbers that multiply to give me 36. I'm going to do 3 times 12. 3 is prime, so I'm going to circle it. 3. Then two numbers, 6 times 2 gives you 12. 2 is prime, circle it. And 6 is again 2 times 3. So circle both of them, 2 and 3. The last one, 60. I might have to use 2 pages for this one. I don't think I'll be able to fit it in one page. Doesn't matter. 60, let's work this out. So 12 times 5 is 60. Could do 6 times 10 as well. I don't know why 12 times 5 came to my mind. So I'm going to circle 5 because it's prime. And 2 times 6 gives you 12. So 2 and 6. And 2 will be circled because it's prime. And again 2 and 3. There we go. So I need some space. So I'm going to use this whole page. So 30 was 2 times 3 times 5. Still is 2 times 3 times 5. That won't change. 36 is 2 times another 2 times another 3 times another 3. Okay, 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12, times 3 is 36. Got that right. So 60 2 times another 2 times another 3 times another 5. So 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12, times 5 is 60. Okay, so the highest common factor is not too tricky. So in this case, there are three numbers. So we're looking for triplets. So we got 1, 2, 3. There's 3 2's. So I'm going to write that down once. I need to see triplets. Any more triplets? There's a 3 here. There's a 3 here. There's a 3 here. So I'm going to write that 3 down once. There's a 3 in all 3 of them. There's a 5 in 30. There's a 5 in 60. But there's no 5 in 36. So I'm going to leave that out. There's an extra 2. Well, there's a 2 in 60. And there's a 2 in 36. Which has not been used up. But there's no 2 in 30 which has not been used up. So I'm going to leave the 2's alone. And my highest common factor is going to be 2 times 3, which is 6. So 6 is the largest times table in which all three numbers 30, 36 and 60 come in. Right, now this is the tricky bit. We're going to find the LCM. Okay, so LCM, again like previously, it's going to be your highest common factor. Now you're going to multiply. So when it was two numbers, you just multiplied your highest common factor by all the numbers that were used up, right? Now, when you're dealing with three numbers, you're not going to do that. What you're going to look for is, okay, you're going to multiply your highest common factor by any pairs and then any single digits which are not used up. So I'm going to try and find out any pairs. So from the numbers which are not underlined, I'm going to find out if there are any pairs. So for example, there's a pair of 2's. So there's a 2 in 36 and there's a 2 in 60 which are not used up. So I'm going to underline those two and write it down just once, yeah, not twice. Okay, and similarly there's a 5 in 30 which has not been used up, and there's a 5 in 60 which has not been used up. That forms another LCM pair, so I'm going to use it, write it down once, and then I've got this one number, this 3 over here in the 36 which has no pair, so I'm just going to write that down once. Okay, right, so I don't have to look for a pair for it. Okay, so your highest common factor was 6, and then 2 times 5 is 10, times 3 is 30. So your lowest common multiple is going to be 180. Okay, now that's how you would find the lowest common multiple in by using the factor tree. I'm gonna do the same now, highest common factor and lowest common multiple using the ladder method on the next page. So the three numbers were 30, 36 and 60. So let's start off. Let's go to green again. Thank you. Right, so we're gonna first start off with the highest common factor. So we put the three numbers on one ladder: 30, 36 and 60. Okay, so we're finding the highest common factor. So the way we start off is we choose a prime number that goes into all three of them. Just a point to note, if a prime number does not go into all three numbers, or two numbers, if you had two numbers on the ladder, then your highest common factor would be 1. Okay, right, let's come back to this. So 30, 36 and 60, well, they're all even numbers, so they come in the 2 times table. So I'm going to divide all three of them by 2. 30 divided by 2 is 15, 36 divided by 2 is 18, 60 divided by 2 is 30. Right, now 18 and 30 are even numbers, but 15 isn't, so I want to divide all three. So they don't all come in the 2 times table, so I'm not going to choose 2, but they do come in the 3 times table, so I'm going to divide all three by 3. So 15 divided by 3 is 5, 18 divided by 3 is 6, and 30 divided by 3 is 10. Right, now 5, 6 and 10, all three of them do not come in a single timetable apart from the 1 times table. So I'm going to stop over there. There's no prime numbers that goes into all three of these numbers, 5, 6 and 10 at the same time, right? So I'm going to stop there, and my highest common factor, because once I can't divide all three at the same time, I'm going to stop, and the highest common factor is going to be just 2 times 3, which is 6. Okay, we start off with the LCM ladder. Same starting point. We got the same three numbers: 30, 36 and 60. Again, the same starting point. What number, prime number, goes into all three numbers? Again, we're going to start off with 2. That's going to be 15, 18 and 30. And then we'll do the same as we did last time. So we divided by 3. That's going to be 5, 6 and 10. Now I'm going to choose the number 2, because I can divide. I'm going to leave 5 as it is, but 6 and 10 come in the 2 times table, so I'm going to divide both of them by 2. That's 3 and that's 5. I'm going to divide 5 and 5 by 5, so that's going to be 1, 3, 1. And then in the end, I'm going to divide by 3, and I stop when all the three numbers have gone to 1. So my LCM for the three numbers is going to be 2 times 3 times 2 times 5 times 3. Right, 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 12 times 5 is 60, 60 times 3 is 180. So 180 is the smallest number that comes in the 30, 36 and 60 times table. And 6 is the highest common factor of 30, 36 and 60. So that's how you find the LCM and HCF of two numbers using both the factor tree and the ladder method. There was a question in an Excel exam a few years back, I think, or maybe last year even, can't remember exactly, on LCM of three numbers, and plenty of students got it wrong. So listing also works, but these two ways are also effective. Hope this helps, and all the best. Thank you for watching.